that definitive counter pick, right? We're gonna have to see how it comes into fruition, but we are in! It's about time! It was like 10 minutes wait, but we're into the draft. Let's go! It's Team Drip versus the Anchors in what is probably the last league game, or at least the group stage game before the playoffs. This is not the playoffs, of course. This will be deciding of the playoff spot. Of course, I don't know anything about the standings, and I don't know. I'm not looped into the captain's chat or anything, so I'm not really sure entirely what playoff implications this game will have. But hey, yo, what's up, Liboshka? Yeah, but I mean, what I am aware of, because you know, I speak to the fellas on the Anchors. Chio told me that based on the message that she got, according to this match, if they win one, they are on to some bracket that they would not. Basically, there's a difference if they win one compared to if they. So there are playoff implications. As for the playoff implications specifically, I do not know. WLDL caster, by the way. Hit scratch. But okay, so pretty interesting. Morphling band straight off the bat. For Zackman, I know he has a lot of signature heroes. Things that come to mind are the Tiny Wind Rangers. So with this Morphling band, it's more than likely that one of the signature heroes are going to come through. So the Tiny is left open, which I think is pretty abusable if they have a plan for it. As for the side of Team Drip, they ban out the Hoodwing, which is a Benji special on the 4. So gonna have to force him onto something else over there. And Benji, the hero pool for him not the biggest, but he on the heroes that he feels comfortable with, he really just slaps. So looking forward to see what he brings out in this game. Of course, a bit of a adjustment as well. Phlogiston or Vicomon gonna be on that position 1 instead of Rufio. I believe Rufio is coming in their regular position 1, that is. It's coming in the second game. So we'll have to see how the team adjusts this, right? Because they're also kind of trying to fit a new stand-in into their draft. So probably a lot of preparation had to be done in communication prior to that, but we shall have to wait and see. Of course, Art Warden banned out. That is the Chio Lestrange specialty. Sister just absolutely destroys on that hero. If you don't believe me, check her profile. It's right there. I'm not gonna do it. You can do it for yourself. But Outworld Devourer, or rather Outworld Destroyer. Thank you. Picked first. I mean, if Beats was here, he would tell me this is a hero that really closes out the mid lane, but he's not, so I'll do it for him. Really just ruins the day of a lot of mid heroes, and just heroes in general, right? Because if you don't have counterplay towards the Astro Prison Meteor Hammer combo, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Because speaking of counterplay though, they're gonna opt to pick up the Vengeful Spirit first. Not a hero you usually see first picked, but still very solid against the OD overall, right? Because you have two ways of interrupting that combo. You either swap the OD, which OD hates, right? He can't get out of the position, or you swap the target and Mars as well. So very interesting little situation. You can swap someone into the arena, you can stun to set up the spear, you can spear into it's a whole lot of stuns coming out. I like this lineup. As long as there are stuns, I like the lineup. So pretty strong opening so far. Of course, one of the things that Bench kind of lacks in is the laning stage, where she can really get run over. Of course, that is where, in the later stages of the game, when you have the Meteor Hammer combo to be worried about, that's where the Bench can really mess up the OD's plans. But when it comes to the lane, you really need someone strong to face up against this OD if it is off lane, right? I don't think they're picking the Chio Lestrange hero immediately, so I'm just gonna assume this is either off lane or position 4 at this present moment. There's also the understated bit where this could be a really good save against the Mars Arena, right? So if you catch someone in the Arena Spear, you could just imprison them and negate the entire kind of wall damage that will otherwise come in. A Lion picked up, and this is a Benji specialty, of course, like I was saying, on the heroes that he's comfortable with. He really slaps, and Lion is one of the slappers. He might not have the best KDA of it. If I'm not wrong, he's up there for one of the highest deaths within the entire league. But yeah, he definitely performs on it, makes the moves when it counts, and is very confident with the initiation. So that's going to be a very strong point for the Anchors to play around and tag team up with this OD to make moves happen on the map. Of course, Tiny banned out as well, and that is more than expected because I think Tiny is just in the hands of Zackman. I'll always remember it just because it was the first game I ever cast of the WLDL. Man looked like a man. There's some Thompson cosplay right there. A Juggernaut ban. Interesting. Maybe they just don't want someone who can easily deal with them. Oh, see. Drop my coaster on the ground. Okay. Yeah, but maybe they just don't want someone who can very easily deal with the Mars initiation, right? You can always just spin out the arena, the Vengeful Spirit stun is very easy to telegraph, and as a result, spin, of course, you have the swap to interrupt the spin TP, but more of just that invulnerability in the fights. It might be a bit too much for them to deal with. Team Drip, they opt to ban out the lifesteal as well, so similar thought with the magic immunity rather. The Anchors though, they go for a slightly different route. They ban out the Ember Spirit, which could be quite annoying for them because this, like I said, the chain's a very non-committal type of disable that you can throw out, right? On this OD, on this line, keeping them in place kind of ruins their game, and Ember can always get out of the OD combo. So gonna be a tricky one for Zackman to really get caught with unless you have a Blink Hex and you still have the swap. Just not pretty overall. They also ban out the Snapfire, which is a Lugano specialty, which we know for sure. So there's that. Hell yeah, Livoshka, this is gonna be a good ass game. But okay, so Oracle ban. That's an interesting target ban towards a Winking Owl. Although I don't know whether they want to double down on the save because Oracle is a very clunky hero. And it doesn't necessarily, like it's so weird, right? Because Venge and Mars, they provide a lot of mixed damage. The magic damage from the stun, the spear, but the physical damage as well from the Wave of Terror and the God's Rebuke, and magic damage from the arena. It just gets a bit messy to properly negate all that. Of course, maybe they are just worried about someone using False Promise to fight through all of it, which is understandable, and they just don't want to play against it because it's a bit too kind of, it's a bit too tricky, right? So they just ban it out entirely. I don't really agree with it. I don't feel like Oracle is a very good pick for them, but maybe they're feeling like with an Oracle and a strong position 1, they can really secure their lane. Silencer is an interesting pick here because that just means that they are going to emphasize on this one-off like initiation. They're going to capitalize on this global silence to really lay in the damage. That's going to put OD and Line in a very weird spot, right? Because these are not heroes that want to buy Dispel or just kind of purge for themselves. You're never going to see a Line buy a Yules. If you see a Line buy a Yules, his game has gone a bit awkward. And Yules sets up perfectly for a Spear, so it never feels good. OD, sure, you can buy, I don't know, like a BKB, but then it kind of, which I assume you're going to have to get eventually, but it just doesn't feel good to buy Purge on these heroes. You want to be casting spells from the back line, you want to be untouched, and Silencer doesn't, like Mars and Venge don't allow you to be untouched, and Silencer just kind of prevents the casting of spells altogether, as we well know, so... Obviously, a very nice draft overall, and some nice answers coming out to the first 2 of the Anchors. Of course, we're going to have to see what they answer with the second phase. Still very unsure what the direction of this draft is, because as much as OD is an enabler and a very pesky hero to deal up against.
Team are now picking.
Okay, so Jakiro, very nice strong laner. Can add on, of course, the OD Imprison into Ice Path, into Macropyre, the stun into Ice Path as well. Very nice little follow-up disable, and just a very steady laner, right? Can bully out this Mars because Mars not really one that can tank so much magic damage early on. Might fall into the same trap of just not doing too well against the Silencer, but the idea is if you just kind of blow them up quickly before he can even pop Global Silence, then it'll be kind of difficult for them to play. Now Jakiro is someone who can really get a Yules for himself. So, can really punch out the Global Silence, but once again, it's a bit scary getting into Mars because it just sets up the spear, right? So the Anchor's kind of eating through this reserve time a little bit, really trying to consider who they're going to pick. And what I assume will be the carry for Phlogiston mode here, or Vicromon. Having a think about it, not too long of a one though, and PL is the option. So PL gonna have a very nice time with that Manta as well, and gonna force the Mars into an early shard, which is, I mean, as much as it is a good shard, it's gonna be kind of annoying for you to get, right? Because it's 1,400 gold, and Mars could use so many other items. For instance, a BKB, for instance, a Blink, for instance, Satanic against so much magic damage and control, there's so much this Mars wants to get, and PL just adds on to that list. With that Manta, you can purge all the silence, you can double Gengar off the very obvious stuns and disables coming your way, and this looks like a relatively free PL game. Now they're gonna have to answer in this last pick, and they still have 2 bans to finish it off, so they really need something for Smoke here that can do the deed. So, oh, this is such a hard little situation here. I don't even know who you pick, because it just feels so difficult. What is the pick here? Maybe like PL?
Radiant's
Okay, we'll see the answer. Oh, it's okay. Ooh, Leshrac. So the classic PL or Illusion Hero counter Leshrac just rips you to absolute shreds. Of course, we have Leshrac running in. You don't really. Okay, so Leshrac is really good against PL. Now Leshrac isn't very good against Lion, Jakiro, and OD though. All heroes who can stop him in his tracks. Of course, they are gonna rely heavily on the initiation of the Mars and Silencer to just break open the fight for them. So. Team Drip, very teamfight heavy lineup. They're not going to be able to do much alone, of course, but they won't be. They'll just be barreling down lanes with the Vengeful ready with a swap, the Leshrac leading the charge, and who better to lead the charge than Zachman, right? They're going to pick Smoke's hero last, which is not what we expected, but a welcome adjustment anyways. Leshrac, maybe they feel strong enough, or Zachman feels strongly enough about it to bring it out in this fourth phase. But of course, gives Chio a lot of time to think about what she wants to pick up for the mid lane, as well as surely this OD at this point has to be off lane. I don't believe it's going to be mid. So Team Drip, they've kind of eliminated their issue where they didn't have a tower hitter. They just have a buttload of damage now. Right now, something that they're missing is just like...
only 10 seconds.
They need somebody that kind of... Actually, I don't even know. They need somebody who can lane up against the OD, honestly. Because if you let this OD run away with the game, it's going to be dicey. So the thing that OD is scared of the most is summons, right? And being caught out. If you have a carry that can do that, of course, none come to the top of my head right now because I'm a horrendous caster. Queen of Pain ban makes sense because Queen of Pain, very strong lane dominator, and Chio has shown that she can absolutely carry a game with that. So I would ban it out as well. Last ban coming through for both teams though, the Anchors. What do they not want to play against? Of course, the Terrorblade also a really decent ban for them because Terrorblade is the illusion hero that just messes with PL. And Sunder, I mean they have the Finger of Death, but just not something I want to deal with. And Sven is the last ban, so I like that ban a lot because really opens, like, just can cut through the PL, and it takes so long for the PL to ever reach a point where you can stand up to the Sven, if ever. Of course, Sven doesn't really feel the best against OD, but Sven is a big BKB blink buyer, right? And you have more than enough damage with your God Strength.
Seconds to pick.
Hey yo, what's up, Batman?
5 seconds remain.
Okay, last ban is Bristleback. Interesting. I mean, Bristleback versus Silencer is kind of atrocious, to be honest, but maybe they're just scared of somebody who's able to push the tempo, right? Right now, they just need somebody who can be sort of... Oh, Robot Turtle, hello. You're new here. Hello, hello.
5 seconds remain.
Yeah, so, Batman... I mean, maybe a bit of a tribute to Batman immediately, right? This Bristleback ban, but
Team pick.
ooh. This is kind of a spicy one from Chio because she's basically all inning on outplaying Zachman in the lane. And here's why. This is a very clear signal Chio is sending. I'm gonna beat you in the lane. You pick your hero first. That was a mistake. I'm picking Lina. I'm gonna beat you up, and I'm just gonna machine gun everybody down and push up the tempo, right? Of course, Lina very good at setting up the LSA with the imprisonment. You can get that started. The main concern for me though is that they have a truckload of physical damage between the Mask, between the Vengeful and the Aura, between the Edict as well, and whatever safe laner they choose to pick here. It's gonna have a lot of physical damage to be able to cut through this PL. Now, when Lina gets caught in arena, what save do you have? You have the OD, but do you really want the OD to be imprisoning your Lina in the arena? I don't know about that. Last pick is going to be Drow Ranger, so someone who's able to stand and deliver the additional silence to shut the PL up as well. We're going to see whether Smoke can execute this to perfection. Trucking that Arcana in tow, of course, so very exciting stuff from both sides, and Team Drip, true to their name, can't drip out the goddamn wazoo. Of course, if I have to favor a draft here, I really like Team Drip's draft just because of the fact that I just feel like they can up tempo. The main concern for me is the supports, right? These laners all very strong. Leshrac, Mars, and Drow can all put on a lot of pressure. It's gonna be on the execution of the supports to see what they can get the most out of in the lane. Now, if they don't answer the PL problem, it is not the end of the world. Once again, this is not TI8 where, or TI9, I don't even remember, where Anna hits this unstoppable PL. The PL will still be killable at every point in the game thanks to the Drow Ranger and Lash, which is a very nice drafting touch from the side of Team Drip. This game, is on the back of Chio Lestrange. If she can win the lane, if she can take out Zackman 1-1, this is the ultimate pride match. This is literally putting your money where your mouth is, drafts it into perfection. So I like Team Drip's draft more, although of course I'm always gonna root for the boys. I'm always gonna root for Anchors as we get into game number 1 of Team Drip versus Anchors. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you from the WLDL have turned up to support your favorite teams or to see your favorite players show up, and I hope they do too, because the biggest crime of all will be a sweep one way or the other, right? We want to see action, we want to see a bloodbath, and we want to see the best of what these teams have to offer, and I'm sure they came today prepared. So very excited for this match, of course. Thank you everyone for joining me, and hope of course the cast is interesting and you guys have a good time, right? But get into the game very shortly as the draft, yep, heroes being picked up as we are gonna load into the game. Hopefully my spectator settings work and I don't have to do a little finagling, but even if we do, we won't miss any of the action, I promise. Camera work might be a bit rusty because I haven't touched that shit in a while, but we'll get there, as we always do. As we get straight into the game, let me just adjust my camera setting. Beautiful! As we are into game number 1 of the Anchors versus Team Drip. Let me introduce both sides here. Of course, first I gotta introduce the superstar herself, Chio Lestrange, on this mid laner, the drafter and the captain of this team, putting basically the responsibility of winning mid on her own back. So we're gonna have to see whether that comes to any fruition or whether it falls flat and gets snuffed out. As for the rest of them, we have Cat, a sub from another team. I'm not really sure what team it is, but an old friend of Lorbit's who came, and Rufio's, who came in to try and help them. Of course, Lorbit has left this team and just kind of, you know, exited from the league entirely. So now they have a bit of a sub. As for their position 1, it is usually the support player, but now adjusted Vicromon, a bit of an old school name in the Dota scene if you remember him. Of course, we have Benji on his signature lion, and of course, a winking owl, or rather shortened to owl, on that position 5 check hero. They look like they're setting up for a little bit of a level 1 move here, but nothing to be found. On the side of Team Drip, though, we have Smoke on that beautiful Drow with the Arcana on, of course. Nothing less than what we expect. Drip Lugano on this position 5 Vengeful Spirit, of course. We have Zackman, the man of the hour, or the next 2 rather, on this Lestrange, set to counter the PL, but kind of gave up his last pick for it. So see what he can do still in the lane, or whether he reigns supreme. Big Iron on this Mars, literally living up to his name, just holding a big ass iron for the spear here. And supported by position 4 Silencer, not something we see very often, but of course going to be a pivotal part in their team fight. A pivotal part of their team fight here. With this global silence, we're gonna have to see whether they can pull off the amazing team fights or whether the side of Anchors can just beat them out in the lanes. Of course, like I said, the pinnacle of this match is going to be in this mid lane matchup. Both these players very high skilled and arguably the star players of their team. So going to be watching this lane very closely to see which mid laner ekes out the edge over the other. Now, of course, on paper, this is a Lina favored matchup because you can't really breach closely unless he really gets caught up by, unless like he really kind of fumbles a bit, or like Chio just kind of steps a bit too far forward and gets caught up by stun, right? So she's gonna have to be really careful with what she does here. But one thing to look at is also this top lane, right? Because technically on paper, this Drow and Venge, they have so much physical damage pack that they can really harass out this OD. But as you guys know, if you guys watch any game this patch, this OD hero, I mean, kinda need to call up the frog and have a little chat, of course. CS wise, still at 0. So just a warm up, just a bit of warm up in the first wave, of course. Of course, least action of all should probably be this bot lane. As I say that though, they could of course be under a bit of threat, but with Vicromon, with this doppelganger, they really shouldn't be able to tag on much damage at all. Now, Owl as well, gonna be pumping out so much with this dual breath and harassing them down. We'll have to see whether he's able to peel them off his carry, because they could really just kind of do this PL in, of course, even with the doppelganger. Does have a lot of HP naturally to work with and a lot of spell damage on the side of the Mars alone. Back to the mid lane though. Zackman already falling a little low on resources, but has enough gold for the bottle, so no doubt will be getting that out soon enough. Chio already pumping in so much damage with that Dragon Slave. But as expected, this is a Lina favorite matchup, so a bit of voice landing coming out. Straight off the bat though, first few waves, it is surprisingly Big Iron who's having the freest time, but you know, I'll just not able to pump out enough damage. A very nice start from Big Iron over here, getting a whole bunch of tangles to sustain up in the lane, and Vicro already feeling the hurt. Gonna have a nice sell for him though. Big Iron, I don't think he's in position to cancel that, so Vicro gonna get healed up, all nice and healthy. Let's use a bit of dewarding walls in the top lane. They managed to unblock this sentry. Oh, they don't actually. Yeah, okay. They do unblock the small camp, but I believe Benji over here gets a nice little deward on the hard camp, so he'll be looking to pull that in due time. Has he managed to get it though? No, actually doesn't opt for it at all. So, well. Who did this? This is disgusting. Yo, if you do this in your games, you're just kind of griefing a mid laner, not gonna lie. The River of Blood just really hurts to look at, and I don't know how they're CSing with this. I'd argue to say this is a bit of an advantage for the side of Dire, because now the creeps are sort of camouflaged in and you don't know what you're clicking. Ooh, a nice little courier snipe. Maybe not really controlling that to very well on the side of Big Iron. He gets that sniped, and that's gonna be a nice influx of gold for the side of the anchors. Of course, they're taking out a lot of pressure onto this silencer, but the spear doesn't latch on the Vicro, so the Illusion's gonna tank that for him. Very nicely done from the side of anchors. Some early pressure coming out. But once again, they're not really stopping Big Iron from farming. 17 last hits. And the biggest thing of all, even though this is a Lina favored matchup, Zachman's still able to secure the last hits and rotate into this small camp, probably? No, I'm lying. He's just going for the rune as well. But really, of course, levels as well, kind of even. But Chio, I expect to fully come out ahead of this on top. It was relatively quiet early game, more than we expected from these two teams, of course. Zachman gonna be able to grab that water rune for himself. So this is one of the things with Lina, right? As much as you can pump out so much harass, it's like, it's very rare for someone to be really truly forced out. Ooh, this is huge. If Zachman gets both these water runes, maybe a bit of a slow step over from Chio, and there's a whole bunch of regen for Zachman to work with now. So this harass that's coming out from the Lina is gonna be negated somewhat by this second water rune pickup. Very nicely maneuvered from Zach here.
That is what you sound like.
Still being able to secure most of the range creeps, so really pretty nice overall. We're gonna have to see what he does. I don't know whether we'll see a rotation at level 6. I fully expect this Lina to farm out and hit that machine gun, boots of travel, BKB timing that we are used to seeing in this patch. Of course, could just switch it up as well and go for a spell damage build. Because, you know, I mean, they're kind of lacking on the physical damage. They have more than enough magic, so... Zachman just doing... Oh, missing first blood though. I'm just kind of griefing as Benji just gets caught out, maybe a bit too low HP, and falls in the top lane to Lugano. So a bit unexpected from there. Probably didn't even need a multi-shot, just being caught out with a bit too low HP. So a bit of a misstep there maybe from the Lion, but nothing too, not too big of a deal. Nice little influx of goal for Lugano, and probably shoring up a bit of the pressure that, you know, Venge feels in this early lane. But going for a very heavy laning build, of course, not being greedy, not getting vengeance, going full into that stun, and manages to punish the Lion. That's not pretty mid, I believe. This is actually not for a bottle refill. They're trying to gank the Lash, but Zachman maybe senses something up or was going back anyways, just dodges it completely, whether intentionally or not. So I'm gonna waste a little bit of time here. It's not the end of the world because OD has the wave crashing in, and Cat still able to make her way slowly towards that Meteor Hammer, just now 400 gold away. So things petering out for both sides after that first blood. 6-minute rune though, we're gonna have to see whether Chio's able to make her way over and grab that, but once again, Zachman back into the mid lane with the TP, so very nice control of resources there. Oh, this is gonna be huge though if Zachman gets the rune again, and okay. Bit of pressure in the top lane, taking a bit of damage. Where is the stun? It's there. Gets him to smoke, but doesn't latch onto Lugano, which allows the magic missile to come out. And the top lane of Drip really starting to come together here. It's not really a combo that you think about, but pretty strong overall. Zachman getting on some nice Diabolic Edict damage onto the tower, but gets chased away by Chio, who returns after grabbing that Arcane Rune. Once again, things quieting down. So little spurts of aggression here. Speaking of spurts of aggression, here comes Lugano, a nice little loop around. But here come the Frost Arrows. Can do anything to save Benji? Absolutely not. Level 3 multi-shot is too big for this line to bear. Meanwhile, the bot lane though, they managed to get a kill and turn it on. That is 2 kills onto Rise and Big Iron. Vicromon stays alive through it all. They don't have a lot of resources there though, so I might just wish he kind of died to be able to reset there, but Still, very nice kills from both safe lane of each team, right? Just really making the most. But once again, biggest winner of this all, Chio Lestrange, 54 last hits to 42. Of course, Zackman still staying afloat, but quick look at the network, 3.3k despite losing out on the runes. Just keeping tip-top down. Farm needs to be so careful. Here comes the Laguna, and just one shot the Lash. Took 7 minutes for that to happen, but Geo makes it happen nonetheless. And that is exactly what we wanted to see from her. Very nicely played here. Although in the top lane, the sufferer of some aggression, marksmanship already taken. And Lugano even has the stun to finish it off. Benji can't get the Earth Spike off in time. Lugano could even send the magic missile flying if Benji's not careful. Here comes Smoke as well, has the auto attacks, doesn't even need a marksmanship proc. So much damage. Coming out from the Venge and the Drow, so much physical damage to speak of. The off lane of the Anchors crumbling a little bit, which tends to be the weak spot of this team, I would say, because they don't really... It tends to be the point where they kind of tank the most. Of course, where they come in... Oh, right, come on. Falling a little low. Big Iron though, only 2 levels into that. God's Rebuke doesn't have nearly enough damage to cut through the high armor of this PL. They actually double salve, which first of all gets cancelled. Oh, that is not pretty. That was a double salve there from both of the side of the Anchors, and they're not going to be too happy about that. Ooh, the spear as well. Vicro's in a world of hurt right now. I'll try to beat them back, but this PL not going to feel very comfortable farming in this lane with such low HP. So very nicely done from the side of Team Drit's off lane. Even though they kind of lose those 2 kills, they're keeping Vicromon mad uncomfortable right now. But like I said, with that kill in the mid lane, Chio level 9 now, Invis Rune to speak of 300 gold off that boost of travel. So from there, things are really going to start to catapult out of control now. Lugano, he has a ward watching, but can't really see this Invis leader coming for him. Now he has to be careful because Benji's stopping around the area. They have Sentry though, so they're going to see him. Meanwhile, in the bot side, looks like another fight on to Rise. Vicromon, silence start, but the silence doesn't do any damage. Sends them packing yet again, and Owl and Vicromon tag teaming up to make the kills happen in the bot lane. Very nicely done for them. Meanwhile, top looks like they found Lugano. Slight swing and a miss there from Benji. Has to be careful on this Lion though, could get stunned out, magic missile out, and Smoke. He's rounded the corner, multi-shot just finished off the Lion, and that is not the gank that you wanted from your Lina, but just a bit of a slight swing and a miss there. A bit unfortunate, but at the end of the day, Odie still makes her way towards that Meteor Hammer now, basically has it coming on the courier. So a nice little spike for this Odie. All space, right? Just space creative. As 5 to 6 now, as we reach the 10-minute mark, I expect the side of the Anchors to really start turning up the heat with this OD Meteor Hammer completed. Now we're gonna have to see what they try and do with it, but like I said, nice little ward there from Lugano set up to see any ganks coming. Knows Chio Lestrange is fiending for a kill onto this Drow Ranger. Meanwhile though, Zackman, not sure whether he's gonna be looking to do anything, but eyeing up that Yules as the first item. Easy set up for the stun, and it can kind of get himself out of sticky situations. But once again, the Yules is a bit of a double-edged sword. Trying to loop around the corner though, they don't have the vision, they're pinging him out. Ow! Getting spotted out here, slowed up, and the arena is out. Vicro, they got the spear to him though. Speared up, can he get the doppelganger off? Trying to run away, but here comes Zackman with the ultimate, but hiding into the trees is Vicro. Can he get out of this situation? Absolutely not. Here comes the split up and cracked his head wide open. They get the PL, which is the huge kill for them. Nice little rotation there, a nice setup on the side of Team Drip though. Meanwhile, a stun up onto R. Here comes the Sanity's Eclipse, trying to do the damage. There's the OD imprisoned as well. Does he get it off? He doesn't. Cat, a bit slow perhaps, trying to get. I don't know what that was, but maybe a bit of a slight panic there, and ends up kind of giving the kill over to Smoke. Of course, they get the return kill onto the Veg, but you could have turned it around there with the Meteor and the Astral Imprisonment, but. Slight tower trade here as they manage to clean up the bot tower with the help of that Lash. Diabolic Edict at level 3 now. Tearing through that tower. Meanwhile, Chio Lestrange answers right back. Cleans up the mid tower. So one of these towers is more important than the other. Case room pop from Chio Lestrange now wants to get the kill onto Smoke. They know this Drow standing around and stayed around. Nice little white ward from Benji. Scouting them out. Here comes Chio though. The stun's out. Drip. They need to save their... They need to save that Drow here, but she's running into the trees. Okay for now, but Lugano is going to be the one fall for the swap as well. The damage reduction is there. Big Iron is here. Has the arena in 8 seconds, but will he make it? Absolutely not. The Dragon Flame to clean them up as well. And as much as the Drow gets out of that situation scot-free, they have to sacrifice 2 for it. Looks like they're gonna lose their top tower as well. Now, the answer though is Zackman cleans up this mid tower. Diabolic Edict as well. Chio the Strange wants to answer. Is there a stun? Does he spot him? No. Right under Chio's nose there. Sneaks out. Nice little play there from Zackman to answer back. So, action really starting to heat up from both of these teams. They're really turning it on and playing to their strengths here. Now, Chio eyeing up their BKB already at level 11. 6,500 net worth. So they have to be so careful with where this Lina goes, right? Because if this Lina gets caught out a single time, that's where her game really starts to slow down. Now with this Meteor Hammer, they managed to clean up most of the outer towers. Just look at the bottom one left. So we're gonna have to see where they try and go with this. Of course, they could smoke up, try and make a kill happen. Of course, no level 6 on this line just yet. So no Finger of Death to work with. Now Vicro farming away in the enemy jungle. So he needs to be a bit careful because he can still very well be caught out by Lugano here. The doppelganger out immediately. They don't want to risk it. Drip though, they're grouping up. It looks like they want to try and make something happen. They're trying to kind of set up here. Lugano, not sure which one is the real one though. Just gonna settle for Sentry D-Ward as Micro evacuates the area. So after a bit of a 2 minutes of back-to-back action, both teams kind of quieting down as they try and look towards their next item timing. Chill working towards their BKB like we said, and meanwhile Zackman used on the courier, so probably this is their signal to go if there was one. If not, they probably just try and like calm it down. Both dead lane towers still not taken, so that might be the next point of contention for both teams. But this Leshrac very strong as well, even though he's not so high on the net worth. Still can do a lot. Ooh, a bit of an unfortunate one from Vicromon there. Probably trying to farm up the Ancients, a bit too big for his britches and takes a bit too much damage. PL not nearly as strong as he feels, and that's gonna be a huge chunk of time wasted while the Drow, you know, is just farming away. So a bit of a misstep there from Vicro, but I mean ultimately not that big of a deal. These things happen, right? You know, you just haven't played the game in a while, forgot how much damage this Thunderhigh can do, and I've certainly been there before because the Thunderhigh has this ability that just slaps you. I don't know what it's called, let me check. There it is, the slam, yeah. That can do such a huge amount of burst damage in Vicro. If I know that guy, he's probably kicking himself right now. Getting gone on in the bot lane though, but Zackman, he has the backup of Rise. Even if the Global Silence, if they need it, Santi's split out, so they're gonna get Lugano first. Why are my words not working for me? Chio running forward here, they need to be so careful. They have Global Silence to work with, so Chio needs to be careful as well. But Dragon Slave trying to get that chase on. Can she latch onto him though? Zackman pretty fast with that Yules. They spot him with the ward. Yules up, set up. Here comes Big Iron with the arena. As he got a bit too far forward, now the Global Silence as well. Not like this, as they get completely melted. The nice bait in from Zackman. Pulls them in and knocks them down. Big Iron is there at the arena, and Smoke follows up with a beautiful multi-shot over their heads. Means it's a 4-for-1 exchange for the side of Drip, and now they're looking towards the tier 2, it seems. Really nicely executed there from Drip, and once again, I mean, we talked about these star players, but the supporting cast as well, from the side of Smoke, the big carry on this Drow, had a beautiful game to start, and uses that to her advantage, or his advantage rather. Now they're forced to fortify out, they need to defend this tower, but so much pressure coming out now from Drip. Because they're not going to hang around with the arena down and Zackman low on mana, but Glyph forced out so early on means that if they win one more fight in this area, it's going to be a tier 2 down. So early on in the game could really put a dent into where this PL can farm. Vicro is gonna have to be a bit more careful, working towards that diffuser blade. Almost has it now, but still has so little HP to work with, right? Once he runs up into that Leshrac, he's gonna get completely shredded. Has to be so careful. She's gonna try and make as much space as she can on the map though, pushing out that top side, so someone's gonna have to answer that catapult coming in. But the side of Drip, they're not fast. They're gonna wait for this arena now. Blink picked up from this Mars from Big Iron, so you can really try and make something happen. Of course, she really needs that BKB to fight. We've seen how big of a pain that arena and that stun can be. Now if she had that BKB completely negated, ooh, nice little illusion bait could kind of spell them for a loop here. I was gonna spot it out. Say overreaction, pings come out, but look at the warding from the side of Drip. Absolutely insane vision control. They have one here, they have one here, they have one here. What in the hell? Lugano is absolutely off his rocker with these wards actually. Like Drip, they have such amazing vision control of the entire map. They see exactly everything they want to. They see the movements of anchors. They see anchors setting up. They see anchors farming. But do they see this move coming in? Here comes Vicro. Has the diffuser blade, but only level 4 now. Gets the doesn't even need it. There's the Laguna and the finish off of the Zackman. They catch the Leshrac sleeping. And even with all the wards, they don't see that one coming. So Chio catching them by surprise. Very nicely done. That's going to be even closer to the BKB, which is the ticket for the side of the Anchors to fight. Relatively quiet game on this OD so far. Cat not having, you know, as much of an oppressive start as we expected. Of course, maybe it has something to do with the fact that this was an OD first pick. So, you know, the side of Drip, they were more than prepared with their answers for it. But, ooh, Smoke, they managed to get up Benji. Trying to ward up in his own jungle. But, Rise gonna chase off Owl as well. So, nice little pick up. But at this point, you know, Benji's just making space. 6 deaths on that Lion, not fast at all. Just dying for the squadron. So, no big deal. Of course, I'm really going to be looking for this OD to try and make something happen, right? Because I feel like such a quiet game so far, but has the propensity to really just have so much impact. I feel like the Sanity's Eclipse have kind of been dropped in defense so far. Oh, they're spotting out. They spot her out here. Once again, beautiful. Look at this vision control. It's actually bonkers from the side of Tree. Like, how are they allowed to do this? Like, where are the D-wards? Okay, so they have sentries guarding their mid lane, but their entire jungle now completely infested by the side of Tree. And then Invis Rune running from Zachman as well, so he's gonna be able to catch anyone here. They smoke up though, so it pops. They immediately gotta see this. The vision gonna pop, but here comes Big Iron with the spear and the arena, but BKB immediately pop from Chill the Strange. It doesn't help your auto attacks go through though. He has to know this, but Meteor Hammer coming down with the Big Iron. Arena gonna end, but here comes Benji. Vicromon bringing up the rear though. They're trying to get up to Zachman, but Chill the Strange still allowed to run rampant. Zachman as well. Here comes the blink forward. They haven't their eyes on the Vicro, but the Doppelganger away. Here comes Smoke though. The silence. This poor little PL gonna fall. Here comes R though. Or rather Cat, the Vanish, but you don't really have enough setup and control to deal with this anymore. The pick one for herself. But was that a mistake? Perhaps so. Ends up falling. 4 for 2 exchange and beautiful fight for the side of Drip. They set that up to perfection, and Vicro coming up through the rear but not nearly strong enough. And Chio doesn't have the BKB to work with, so she needs to be so careful. They're looking over for Big Iron, really making that blink work for him. Once again, the teamfight execution all hitting the mark from the side of Drip. Managed to pick up the supports bright and early, grab the Jakiro, put the OD in a weird spot, and Chio, even though she has the BKB, the auto attacks don't magically go through the wall, right? You can still protect your silencer, and because of that, Rise was able to stay alive for much longer than he really should have. Trying to set up now with the Veggie though, but here comes R with the backup. Meteor Hammer being set up now. Does that have the swap, and does that actually send it out? Straight on the Zac, man. Fingered arm Lugano, was that a mistake? Here comes the last auto attack. Lugano stays alive just barely though, and R trying to get the chase on, has the Astral. But here comes Vicro, hot on the heels. There's gonna be a banish to finish it off, and Vicro is not gonna be too happy about coming through and not getting the kill, but you know, this is a nice pickoff for them. Get the kill onto Zachman, and they just lose Benji for it. It's not a big of a deal. They're gonna scare Chio with a little last word. Meanwhile, though, Smoke still farming up so much of the map. Level 15 on this Drow, and has really caught up to Chio. So BKB completed as well, gonna allow her to really stand and deliver these fights the same way this Lina is, right? And in the 1-to-1 fight, I'm not really sure who wins, but right now I'm thinking it's the Drow with how much damage she can do with that marksmanship. Already putting some pressure onto this tower though. The side of Anchors, they want to continue to apply this pressure into the triangle. They're stealing a stack now, which is pretty nice. And PL started to catch back up. 7,000 gold, of course not nearly. Oh, Icepath coming out, just keeping out alive. Manages to catch Big Iron in it on Blink, but Big Iron not gonna be too worried about that, because still grabs that two-headed dragon with the arena and dies before Mars even can come out to see that dragon fall. So nice little pick up for them. Of course, once again it's a support, but you know, you take what kill you can get, right? Arena use. Of course, this could be an opening for the side of the Anchors if they want to try and take a fight now, because the arena, well, like we said, is such a big part of the team fight for this team. Of course, they can still kind of pick off Zachman. Zachman not going for a BKB just yet, opting for Kaya Sanj. Needs to be so careful because there's so much damage coming out from Chio at this point, from the physical damage. But opting for the survivability against the immense spell damage as well, which Anchors are not lacking on. Drip. Ooh, Lugano. Slowcast completed. The swap forward. This is actually up for the BKB. Here comes the silence though, forcing out the BKB from Chio. But Lugano in a bit of a weird spot. That's the bench alone though. They don't have the arena to work with. They need to back off and be careful. That is a BKB charge from Chio. So all things considered pretty worth it, and they force the entire side of the Anchors to rotate back to mid. So nice little play there from Lugano catching Chio. Perhaps not really expecting the swap, right? Because That just kind of seems like a random swap and you're just gonna die. I mean, she dies, but Chio forced to pop that BKB charge, and the BKB is so integral to the fight, as you've seen, already down to 7 seconds. So, gonna be harder and harder for Chio to navigate these fights, but just has to be so careful on that positioning. Oh, regen rune pop. Just gonna go down and farm bot though. Some of the anchors, they look a bit lost, like I don't know. I mean, both sides just kind of stare each other up. I mean, I assume they're waiting for the T5 abilities, which they do have now. So here comes the smoke. No ward to spot them out though, but they have this area. Benji, you could break it if they're not careful. Drip, they're posturing forward. This could be the fight that determines who comes out of the mid game. He's gonna show himself or show herself, but the Arena actually a swing and a miss, and able to get an ice path onto 3. So this Shakiro could tank the gank here, which ends up being great. I mean, they stun out. Lugano gonna get that kill, but they use out onto the sideline. They managed to get Vigro, but already the doppelganger. Here comes the damage though, and Zackman just gonna immediately melt to that Sanity's Eclipse. Meanwhile, on the backline, here comes Shoulder Strange in onto the damage. The auto attacks out to smoke the BKB, but it doesn't negate physical damage. They managed to get Benji. The damage reduction isn't enough. No, Smoke is gonna narrowly survive. No way. 10 HP. I mean, she's gonna get the kill on the Drip. I mean, Lugano. I keep saying Drip, but Smoke. That is a smooth getaway. Manages to keep that draw alive. Still ends up being a disaster for Drip though, because they still lose so many out, and it really all starts with Owl breaking the smoke, whether intentionally or not. They saw the OD, but they opted to blink in and go on the Jakiro, and maybe a bit of a moment's hesitation there from Big Iron really cost them the fight. A bit uncharacteristic as well, because Big Iron been so quick with those arenas and spears so far, but missing the mark there a little bit allows the side of the anchors to really just get their spells off, and from there it's so hard for Drip to get ahead of them, especially when the fight starts so broken up, right? And now, like we said, this fight really deciding who's gonna get ahead in the mid game. Of course, they can smoke up again, but they didn't even get to use their global silence. The silencer already picked off so early on, right? So you still have that to work with, but they're not gonna want to fight without the arena. Of course, it's coming out in 5 seconds, but they don't really have a smoke to work with in this present moment. So just some things coming out. I know they have vision there. Benji just guarding the area. Sentries out as well. They want to make sure this space is safe for them to be in. Spycrow is occupying this area. This guy needs to be a bit careful though. Working towards that Manta. Can't really shrug off the global silence just yet. But here comes the line. It's drawn from the side of Smoke. Smoke is leading the team. He's like, yo, let's get this damn PL out of my lane. PL now 60 gold away from that Manta could really increase his survivability by a ton. Some of the anchors though, they're heading towards the top side, so both teams playing opposite side of the map right now. It could be a huge pick for them if they're able to find this PL farming away in the jungle. He's still hanging around though, but here comes Lugano posturing forward. Does he spot it with this ward? Oh wow. How does Lugano get away with these wards, honestly? They're gonna see the PL now. They need to be so careful. The swamp could come out of nowhere. Here it comes. Is Vigro paying attention? Nice little doppelganger away, but here comes the arena. Just a bit too late again from Big Iron. And just like that, the whiff. And now they need to back off. Here comes DPs though. Shoulder Strange in now. They need to be so careful because that's such a large... Okay, they see Zackman. The stun slightly off the mark there. But they need to be so careful on this left right. No swap to speak of. The stun off the mark as well. And a bit too far forward. Gets stunned up and killed. Global Silence out as well. But here comes Shoulder Strange and BKB trying to do the damage. Big Iron gonna be first to fall. They trade out 1 for 1 right now, off laner to off laner, but nice Ice Bomb and Mako Fire. Zackman is falling so low, Lugano, he's gonna fall as well. It's Smoke, ready to go, TP's out and leaves his team behind. Rise, he's gonna get a clean escape out because the rest of the team just gets completely melted. And once again, nice team fight execution. Once again, Big Iron a little slow on the execution of that arena. Cost them everything. And the anchor sensing their chance, they're gonna search forward now. Even though they tanked that death on the OD, she's gonna be more than happy with that sacrifice. Runs in and gets the vision for her team, and really, when you think about it that way, it's really not that big of a deal, right? Because they don't really have someone who is that frontliner. It's gonna take a while for Vicromon to reach that point, and until then, the OD sacrificing herself isn't the biggest of deals because she still is making leeway towards that Aghanim Scepter, and from there it's gonna be so annoying to play against. And Smoke trying to do what he can. This is the big shining. For once, we are not heralding Zackman as the true savior of this team, right? It is Smoke on this Drow Ranger right now, working her way towards the meta as well, who will be the shining light for this Team Drip side. Can he be the one to solo carry? Can he be the one to do this damage? Of course, it's going to rely a lot on Big Iron to land this arena. But Logano, he's going to get picked off before things start. But here comes the stun. Chio has to be careful, gets picked off. Still very squishy, and there's no save there. They get the Mars, but they return and answer back with a nice kill onto Chio. They're trying to force forward now, but Vico, have you gone a bit too far forward? Gonna melt this magic damage at the anchors. A bit too arrogant with their moves, slightly over aggressive and Smoke. Beyond godlike now, picks up a double kill, wipes out 4 just when it looks like the anchors starting to get control of this game. Smoke coming right back in, and they're overestimating themselves a bit. They're strong but not so strong. The Lash still pumps out so much damage and they can't discount that. And just like that, 4 flat on the side of anchors. Now they could even look towards Roche if they're not too careful. The Odie wasn't even there in the fight, so the save not available for the side of the anchors, and as quickly as things come together, they fall apart. Now bot lane started to be controlled up by Drip again. We've already seen how strong their vision game is. They have this nice little ward and they could posture up for this push.
Illusion.
Nice little sip of water for me there. Of course, as I say that though, they do see the side of Drip kind of wandering in, so they could set up for this fight here. TP in though, yeah, I mean, Chio gets the TP cancelled, so she's gonna be a while before she makes it to this fight. They're gonna have to be careful, Benji's in. With the hex, with the stuns. The arena, a whip again from Big Iron, but doesn't matter. Already starting to get pushed away. Benji 4 stars that OD out. But Vicromon, he's in on an illusion. Smoke the bait, now the BKB, the Ice Blast's gonna do nothing. They melt down to Chikiro. There's 2 of the supporting members. They're trying to do the damage to Smoke, but so much physical damage. Shio needs to be careful, shit. Silver's Edge to keep her alive for now. And now, Smoke, nothing to fear. Where's the initiation? They still see the side. Chio, not a lot of HP to work with. If Big Iron manages to clip it with a spear, it could spell disaster. A nice little illusion bait there. Vicromon and Chio, they're just hitting away onto a Drow Ranger meta illusion. That is not how you want to play your fights. Sheesh. Drip, they're gonna find Benji as well. Wandering around in the back lines, managed to make a getaway earlier on, but not for long as this Lion falls again. 11 deaths, really working towards that highest death count in the WLDL. Giving the rest a run for their money, and once again, I don't know whether playing this bot side is the move here, because you can try and pressure this top lane, you can try and pressure the mid. They have such strong vision control of this triangle. I don't know whether you can come in here. Unless you just take back, like start to de-ward the entire area. I don't know whether you can play here on the side of the anchors. They're just getting too many good initiations and too many good picks, right? And Chio, we talked about her Lina, but they're a bit quieter in the past few fights. Still top of the network, but very close to Smoke. The Drow Ranger keeping up heavily. And with that Vengeful Spirit backing her up, there's no question about it, Chio has to be so careful with the small health pool that she has. They see her though, underestimating the data vision BKB pop, trying to run away. They're gonna be okay with that. There's Lina without a BKB. Trading out for Arena, Lugano trying to find a swap but won't be able to latch onto anybody. And they'll just walk away from each other. Less than 1k gold lead. Both teams neck and neck right now. Zack, man, now has that BKB on the lash, he doesn't have anything to fear anymore. Only really has to be careful about this Lina hitting away at him, but you have so many people to try and hit with this Lina. Vico running in onto a banished target. Is that who you want to be on? They managed to get the swap off, and Zackman with the BKB out. But here comes Big Iron, doesn't have the arena to work with. Stun up is that Mars, but now the multi-shot has to kind of imprison herself to stay alive. But they managed to get Lugano at first, the blink away. Nicely done from keeps herself alive. The spear forward, Benji blink out as well. They're gonna trade 1 for 1 on those position 5s. Both teams walk away, cooldowns expanded, they still have the global silence to work with, but no BKB to speak of on the side of Chio and Vicro as well. Working his way towards this heart now. Oh, my face is starting to buzz, what is going on? But, yeah, I mean, they're gonna reach a point where this PL is strong, but they're never gonna reach a point where the PL is unkillable. Smoke absolute masterclass on this Drow Ranger, putting me to shame for even daring to suggest that Zachman is the star player of this team. Really putting the team on his back right now. Doing a remarkable job. Now, with this Daedalus coming up soon. Oh, they managed to pick off Dries here in the bot lane. But Blink Fall from Big Iron, do they want to do something? The rest of the side of Anchors, they're converging and they should see this through a wall. They're running forward, but Drip already retreating. Just trying to run forward though with that Silver Edge. They could see Logano here running into each other, but Haste Rune. This Venge is gonna get out of dodge. Very nicely done. You get the Silencer, not the end of the world. Once again, just a position 4 as the rest of the side of Drip. They're gonna spread out now. And one has to wonder when these teams are gonna look at Roche, because they still haven't gotten the first Roche. Both teams not really eyeing it. I mean, the side of the Anchors, they have it nicely watered out to spot it, but they haven't kind of looked at it themselves. I would have thought that, you know, maybe the side of Drip, they want to pick it up, but maybe respecting the amount of damage and the fight that the Anchors can bring to the pit. Of course, I don't think PL is that good at fighting into the pit against so much magic damage and AoE damage. Of course, I might just be mistaken. Logano's gonna get the D-Ward though, so they're starting to look towards it. I heard the smoke. The side of the Anchors, 3 of them running forward. They want to find Logano, they want to control this area, but they're baiting Vicro in the mid lane. Drip not falling for it though.
Better than money.
They're gonna run around, but they're not gonna be able to find anyone. Are leading the charge as well. Can't really get much done at this present moment. They're gonna start this Roche, but scanned out from the side of Drip, so they know this is coming. They see Aldo stunned up. Logano, where's the follow-up? Rise with the silence. Needs to be so careful. Can he blink out? No, there's damage. Oh, no. R actually gets a blink out. Ice Path as well. But here comes the arena. They catch it onto Owl. They're still trying to focus on the Roche though. But immediately BKB from Big Iron as well. Zachman, they're charging forward. They want to contest this Roche. So much damage coming in. And they managed to take down Shiro. Zachman though, running down Benji. So the spot's gonna fall from the Anchors. Where's the answer? Shiro has made the distance. Has popped the BKB already though, and here comes Drip. They swapped out Vicro, they found the PL, and they silenced him up and killed him. They have the buyback, but straight into Roche they go. And the side of Anchors maybe a bit too big for their britches there. Once again, not clearing out the vision. Nicely placed from Logano. They have had to know that Bench was around. And they just get the Aegis taken from right under their noses, and 3 down as well. As much as it looked like promising, because the OD, you know, managed to get out of that sticky situation, the BKB's fall from Big Iron and Zachman just clean up the supports handily. Without that, so much control is gone, and Vicro, he's just free pickings at that point.
Radiant's middle tower is
now R has to be so careful because the blink can come in from Big Iron. He's watching now. Wants to try and get a pick, but Cat not gonna fall for the bait. So they look towards the high ground. They don't really have anything to be afraid of. Aegis on Zachman. I mean, Drow has not died and does not look like she's gonna be dying anytime soon, so I understand that choice entirely. Now working towards this Aeon as well, so not gonna be busted down by a simple hex. I like this item choice from Zachman. And Smoke as well. No doubt that Daedalus gonna be flying out. Maybe saving up for the buyback, but yeah, doesn't have the Aegis, so probably gonna save for buyback. Rise eyeing up that Lotus Orb, so gonna be so annoying for that line and OD to play against, right? Meanwhile, Logano with the shard. Ooh. Steals 20% of enemy hero base damage and base armor. That is a spicy one. You don't usually see that every day. It could be something that really turns the tide of this fight. And oh, here comes Zachman though. Benji forward with the stun, but melting to the magic damage. Ends up falling. That's the Aegis gone. They have the pick on the Big Iron, but manages to get out with the swap from Logano. BKB from Big Iron gets him out of the situation. Zachman as well. BKB forward, deals up onto this OD. Presents herself now. Can he get the blink off? Cannot. The magic damage is there. He managed to pick off 2. Nice to ambitious move forward from the side of the Anchors there, but maybe Benji not remembering that this Leshrac can literally rip him to shreds. We're gonna get 2 for their troubles for the Aegis, so not the best use of the Aegis, but they won't complain about that. They'll be fine. That's the fight that they were looking for anyways. And now control of the triangle firmly in the hands of Team Drip as Logano, yep, gonna de-ward this. So once again, the vision game immaculate from the side of Drip.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
I really gotta say, this OD and PL pick not really working out for the side of the Anchors as much as they would have hoped. And I mean, Chio had a really successful early game, but now easily being eclipsed by Zachman and Smoke. So really got hard game on her shoulders here. I don't really know how you're supposed to ever fight up against this as the PL. Still working his way towards that heart. So a bit low on the net worth. Had quite a rough game to speak of. But are not able to really get off the ground and reach that critical mass that he really needs to be to start threatening the cause on the side of Team Drip. And because of that, you know, they don't really have anything to be scared of. Once they pop the BKBs, it really is just Chio trying to do the damage, but it's just one Lina against the world, right? I mean, PL you can run in, but then you just get melted entirely, and there isn't really any save or backup from the side of the anchors to speak of. They're gonna start splitting the map though, so trying to apply pressure and drag some of the side of Team Drip back. Of course, Team Drip, nothing to be afraid of. Ooh, Cat needs to be careful. They'll just run up with the Lotus Orb and cause a lot of havoc there. We're gonna think better of it. Doesn't know where Chio is on the map, so doesn't want to tempt fate. They are now eyeing up that Shivas, but still quite a ways away. Let's start the Diabolic Edict out. And here comes the Imprison, keeping that Lash away for now. The Aesthetics Cap actually gonna time that Imprison very nicely, but we down to 4! Big Iron gets the cage onto all of them, and the anchors, they're gonna sink straight down. The buybacks, 2 of them coming out, trying to do what you can. There is a Laguna Blade onto your bench. Going forward, but the Imprison not onto smoke actually. Okay, 4 staff straight into death. That is a dieback on the line. That is a bit of a head scratcher right there. Not where you want to be. Chio running forward though, but they have a sentry. They need to be so careful. The damage out of the rise. Where is the backup? Looks like they're just leaving the silencer for dead here. They'll be content with this. The smoke gets out of this situation. The cause staying alive. And at the end of the day, a costly fight there. 12k gold lead now. 3 buybacks expended and 1 dieback. And so much use. That is expensive defense. They hold their racks, but ouch. Things are not looking good for the anchors. Beautiful arena, doing so much with so little, and really put it honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if someone told inside Team Drip, yo, this fucking Permasneeze guy, this guy, just shit talking you guys. Like, show him what the fuck we're made of. Show him what Texas fucking tech has to offer, right? We thought so much about Zack, man. Shining Star, they were joking about it. 7 bans on the mid lane, and Smoke Smoke and Big Iron rather showing, yo, we're here to play Lugano as well, showing out on this Vengeful Spirit, and of course, Sansa having that quiet impact, haha, get it. But yeah, like the global silencers have been on point, and just with such an important tool, hasn't been throwing it out all willy-nilly, right? Throws it out when it really has the most impact, and it's a very difficult decision to make. And Drip really just all coming together as a team here. There was a few bits of hesitation from Big Iron there where that cost himself the fights, but still coming together in the end, showing very solid understanding of what they're trying to do as a team, each gear kind of playing its part. And the spot R here, the stun out, Benji trying to cover with the Hex, the spear actually saving R for now. Silence though, and the multi-shot gonna walk back into it. Unfortunate there. Probably thought she could juke into the trees, but misjudging the range of that multi-shot. So hard to see that visual indicator, and that's gonna be a free pick on the OD. Very nicely set up from Lugano as well. Beautifully played bench game, honestly. Bench 5, not really something I'm a huge fan of, but Lugano's starting to change my mind a little bit. And now with the OD dead, no buyback. We're gonna look towards this high ground now. Of course, no buyback for this PL as well, but buyback available for Chio, who's the big kind of big carry for the team at this point, right? Not really much you can do. You're trying to fortify up, but Chio trying to answer back with a Rags. Actually gets the mid Rags while we're not looking. The pings coming out, they're undecided. Chio gonna go for the tier 4s, making them sweat a little. They managed to get a kill onto the Jakiro, but Pokemon gets out of that situation. They can't push nearly in time. They have DD on smoke, but not hitting away on these towers in time. Tier 4s, the 45 now coming out. Chio really making them sweat a little bit. Could this be a base race now? The TP's more than likely coming out. Smoke getting that back, but Chio answers back in a big way. Very nice decision making there from Chio, and nothing you expect less from the captain and the shining star of this team. Now they're trying to search for it and find them, but with this vision advantage that the side of Team Drip have, they're gonna know this is coming, and they're gonna back up. Once again, Chio Satanic now completed, eyeing up that MKB. We talked about how she has such a tough game ahead, but she's really making it work. Needs to be so careful if she gets picked off, so this game is all but over. They're drawing a line. Smoke wants to kind of snuff Chio out of their jungle, but Chio's long gone. Boost travel back to base and back to safety. And Smoke, a perfect game on this draw so far, 20-0-9. Talking about padding the stats, absolutely godlike on this draw, but you can imagine how painful it will be if she actually dies. Of course, has been saving for that buyback for a long time in the event of that, but still gonna be very costly. Okay, Vicromon getting caught out here. Vicromon has the Manta, pops it, but here comes Gio in with the fight. Immediately the Laguna, BKB as well, the swap out, maybe not the swap that she wanted, chasing down Zackman, but here comes Smoke, trying to do the damage. The BKB runs out, Gio gets taken down and has the buyback. She's gonna come back in though, but OD managing to return the kill onto that mask. Smoke under a bit of threat though, Vicromon starting to hit away and do the damage. This PL. Is this the critical mass that we've been waiting out for? Level 25, like Jarex famously said, they're gonna have a PL problem. Is it a problem just yet though? He's gonna say yes as he picks off this silencer. They're still trying to find more. They want more with this Lina buyback. They're surging forward, but they have creeps coming into the base. Who's gonna defend here? Getting used up, and Vicro has to be a bit more careful with the way that he uses his abilities there. Getting a bit too okay. Ooh, pump faking the stun there. They're pinging it out, but they want to end the game. There's buyback on the silencer and Mars though, so they're gonna have to be careful. Vicro also. Oh, actually it's Owl who opts for the TP back. Do they stick around? They need to be so careful. That's the Chiola Strange buyback. She gets picked off yet again. This is the window of opportunity that Team Drip could use. They have buyback on the Drow. They have buyback on Sackman. They have buyback on Big Iron and Rise as well. And 200 gold off before Lugano gets his as well. And this could be a huge opening for the side of Drip. They have to know. They must be tracking this Chiola Strange buyback right now. Chiola Strange. She's tracking the row. She's gonna just machine gun it down. The scan coming out again. Could this be yet another disaster? They should know this is coming. They have the scan available, but a winking owl is not in. Okay, she should see this. Here comes the stun. Catch the smoke out and the machine gun the hex. That drow. The first step of the game. Immediate buyback. I expected. Immediately, yeah. The TP's in. Here comes Sackman. The BKB though. Who's gonna get the Aegis? No one's picking up at the moment. Sackman doesn't manage to click it, and Chio snatches it. Oh, how quickly things fall apart. The buyback. Chiola Strange, the nice vision control, tries to sneak in from the drow, but the first kill delivered right on the silver platter. 1,000 gold for Benji and 900 for Chio on top of the Aegis. Holy shit. And I don't know whether this shard was stolen. I'm gonna take a quick look. I believe it was clicked by... Let me just double check who has the shard here. Yeah, I believe it was taken up by this Lash, but it's gonna help with the high ground defense. But now Chio with this Aegis almost negates the advantage of the BKB. This game is exactly what we came for. 7k gold lead now. And now Cat working her way towards that BKB. Gonna be such a threat now in these fights. Not gonna have to be scared of all these spells. Oh. Lugano gonna place the sentry down, spotting out Chio here. But as the Aegis, they need to be so careful. They see this bench. They should see this drow here. Bench walking forward. They're gonna run on the side of Drip. They should. They don't have Zackman. They don't have their big Leshrac. And I really have to wonder whether that blink-in was the move there. I understand he wanted to do as much damage as possible, but they need to be so careful with where they put their Lash. Could just get melted in an instant by Chio. And Vicro starting to hit that mess as well. Actually buys the BKB, something you don't really see on this PL, but realizes that he has no choice in this game. And I kind of agree with him. Without this BKB, he's just gonna melt so easily and not able to do the damage, but with this BKB, maybe able to stick on to this drow and negate the marksmanship passive could be huge for this side of Anchors. Chio gonna silver edge forward. Ooh, needs to be careful. The swap could come out from Lugano if he's not careful. Now they're posturing up, but they know they respect. Yeah, they respect the high ground defense from the side of Team Drip. They're gonna back off for now, but what is the plan now? What is the... Oh, dude, this game is hurting my head. Holy shit. Oh, I see you guys in chat. Go fake. You're like, ooh, the rat move. Wait till you see this fucking Aegis. Wait till you see this Aegis. This shit is insane. Okay, it caught out Zackman in the mid lane. Here comes the swap though, Lugano keeping him alive. Doesn't have the agonies to work with, gonna get stunned out, LSA is there. And they pick off the bench, of course she has buyback. This is the second life to work with in the agonies, but has the second life in the buyback. But Shield of Strange, not a lot of mana to work with, so has to be careful. There is just one Laguna Blade worth of mana, so... I mean, Benji, if he had the shard, he could probably like kind of just mana drain his own Lina back up, but not going that mode. Or is he? Yes, there it is. He can mana drain his Lina. Is that something he considers? We'll have to see. Okay, not opting for that at the moment, but Shield of Strange gonna be this machine gun in the front line with that Aegis. Commits on sideline. Here comes the spear though. Shield of Strange gonna get gone up, but Vagabond immediately on the back line. BKB pop. He's trying to get off the back line. The silencer also force stuffing away. Here comes Togano with the buyback. Shield of Strange with that Aegis respawn. Gonna BKB up. Trying to do the damage to Zackman. And there is the distract kill. The double stun out from Big Iron. This is gonna be huge though. Shield of Strange getting stunned up. The Silver Edge away. Smoke. Able to get the kill on the PL though. That is huge. They managed to pick up Pokemon, has the buyback, but now Cat in the middle of the tier 3 towers and gonna get picked off. Owl most likely to fall as well, and Big Iron the shard coming in handy. Not just handy, actually winning in the fight for them, able to spear both back into the tower, Shield of Strange, as well as that OD, and putting such a stopper into the fight that the Anchors want to have. And even with their Aegis, they're not able to breach the high ground. Timely buyback as well as Global Science as well as Arena and a Spear just sets that all up perfectly. They kite the PL to perfection and they manage to trade out 4. 3 buybacks available. Bendy's gonna respawn before they even reach the base, but now this is crunch time. Will Chio opt for another ratty move again? Chio has been so important on this Lina. She can't afford to die here. Doesn't have buyback for another 2 minutes. If she gets caught out, it's all but over for the side of the Anchors, but they're not worried about it. They're just going straight for the tier 4s. They know it's gonna be a while before this Jakiro comes out. It's gonna be a while before the rest of the side of the Anchors come out, and they just want to force the issue. They're going straight for the base. Buyback immediately from Jakiro, has the Macropire to work with. Aeon Disc as well, something we didn't point out in that earlier fight. Able to keep him alive. He's gonna throw it out. There is the Macropire and the Fortify as well. Ice Path trying to chase them away. Shield of Strange doing the damage, but Fortifies on both ends. The TP's coming back. And they're not going to push the issue. Chio. Gonna Silver Edge and TP out more than likely, yep. And they need to be so careful about where they take the fights. They need to be so wary of the spells coming out from the side of Team Drip. Caught by one split up and it's game over. Caught by a Big Iron double spear. And it's so hard to play the game. And really, we still need to see this BKB come out from the OD for her to have any effect. Feels like she's just fallen flat this game. Buybacks only available on Vicomon as well as the OD now. Buybacks on the other heroes all but expended. Chio gonna work away towards hers in another 1 minute, that is. So that window of opportunity closing slightly for the side of Drip, but this game neck and neck. 50 minutes, 10 minutes away from 60 minute tier 5 items. Are we gonna see it? I have no idea. But ooh, this is a spicy game if I've ever seen one. My gosh. Oh, a kill, a pick off onto Smoke. How did I miss that? Just probably catching her off guard. So much damage. The stun, the setup, the Laguna is there, and that is a. I was just looking at my disc. What just happened? Chio in the hour of need for her team just. This is a huge opportunity. Now they can... Okay, I need to calm down. I'm starting to get a headache. This is a huge opportunity. They could do so much. There's 2 more racks available. Now the side of Drake, they're gonna smoke up. They're trying to find a pick off to answer, but I don't know what they can find. Lugano, he's inching for himself, doesn't have go for the buyback, opting to try and full commit for the X. Or I mean, he doesn't have it up anyway. Contributed that to the last fight. But here comes Anchor storming down the mid lane. Was this pick? The nail in the coffin. Smoke, have you gone a bit too far forward without help from your team? Lugano is trying to loop around the rear, but the side of Anchors, they don't care. Here comes Chio. Okay, Lugano, they see him. They need to be careful, and Zackman in comes Benji with the Hex. Is that enough to stun as well? Zackman needs to be so careful. Big Iron straight blink into Ice Path. The buyback is there from the Mars. He's gonna come out immediately. Zackman able to get out of that situation. But Vicomon with the BKB doing so much damage to this silencer. The swap out, but the Stanity's right on top of their heads. Another Ice Path. 3-man caught from the side of the Anchors. Have they done it? Holy fucking shit, they did it. What a fucking game. What a fucking game. 60-minute items. Nah, dog. We don't want to do that shit. Gio just fucking casually kills the drow. Sets up the team fight. Walks up. No fear whatsoever. Benji with the hex. And the stun just allows Gio to machine gun forward. Vicro BKBs in. And the ice pass from Owl. Everything coming together just when they need it. That's exactly what we say about Drip, but in the moment where it counted the most, the anchors come together, lost at sea no more. They managed to take game number 1 in holy shit, what a fashion. 39 to 48, they are 51 minutes in, and oh, how the fuck they do that? Look at the line hero damage, bro. Come on, like fucking okay. Chio Lestrange also 47k damage, and Smoke 49. So much work from this drow. Got to be kicking themselves there. That was a perfect game play for them from the most part, but few crucial mistakes.